into something bigger, I hope. Well, let's see who we got going here. Oh, not a lot of parts. Oh, Benny. Boy, he's always there. Thank you, Benny. Thank you for helping everybody. Boy, I mean, we can't get through this life of ours without help. And that's why if the rest of us agree to help other people, then a lot of other people will get help. And then you get help more. And that's what I think what's behind Let's Go Help more than anything is the idea that members help members. And I know I get so much reward out of helping people and seeing that, boy, I gave them this phone number or website and they were able to get something. I mean, I'm not responsible for that program. And so you living in America, you should thank America for that. Don't thank me. They gave that program and put that into law. And so 500 congressional representatives just vote on what programs they're going to give people. So that's who you should thank, not me. I'm just a printing press kind of thing. And it's too bad people hate their government because they're the ones that have all this help. And sure, it's screwed up, but I'm screwed up. You're screwed up. We're all screwed up. And if we don't live to do that, we're not going to find out what's good in our life. If you look at things and only see bad things, and you can, because we all have bad shit. I got a couple ex-wives you could talk to about that, about me. And it's true, and that's why you have to, I feel is look at your own, what you need, and what tools are available for you to accomplish what you need. You got to get out of the financial problem, or you want to grow and be able to contribute more to society. Well, in this country, we've set up a whole 40% of this country is set up to help you get more money and help to succeed and get out of trouble. 40%, okay? But you don't know about it. They don't talk about it. And you never look where that stuff is. You go to Google and you can't look at Google. So there are a couple of things I want to cover. Is that aspect of America that has 40% of what's available for you to make a better life. That's right. Okay, now, and what happens is that capitalism gets in the way, because all we know is how to use capitalism, okay? Now, capitalism is where we go to solve problems, okay? Because we're all in business to help other people with problems. But we have a lot of people living here that don't have money to do that. You can't play the capitalism game if you don't have money. So you're trying to solve your problems with financial help, and you using the capital game, you're going to lose. And what's the capital game in our country is Google. Okay, capitalism is Google. Everything there asks for money. You want to get out of debt, you got to pay for people to help you do it. You want to start a business, you got to pay for people to do it. You got to fix up your house, you got to pay for people to do that. You want to start a business, you got to pay for people to do that. Okay, and that's 60% of our economy. 60% of the economy. Capitalism, see, is only a portion of our total economy, and it's 60% of that portion. Now, 40% of our economy does not charge money to help people. This charges money to help people. This gives money to help people, okay? And that's what I call the free money economy. This is free money, this costs you money, okay? So free cost. If you have money, then you could play on this side. You don't have money, you have to play on this side. Now, we have to train you how to play on this side. That's the problem, because what's happening, the people don't have money are going to Google and trying to get help. They can't find it there because it doesn't reside there. The people who are there want to get money from you because they're part of the capitalist society and they live on money. And that's how we trade in that. Now, I'm not saying that's bad, or maybe you want to say the other, I don't care what you think is bad or good. I just want you to know what is real and what you can use. If you want to use it or not, it's up to you. I mean, you're proud and don't want to take any money, any free money, God bless you. That's nice. If you really need something to do something, and see, what it is there for you is to contribute more society. We do this on a selfish basis because if you start a business and create jobs, then you're going to create income and money for other people. So that's what it is. If we give you extra money to live on, then you're going to not go rob a bank or something. So it's done in a selfish motive. You may not think it's right or whatever. I don't care to argue that, and I won't, because that's a waste of time. The programs are real, they're there, you don't have to use them, okay? If you need them, they're there, okay? Now let's find out how to use them. Well, what happens is people, and our members do that, is they go to Google and they can't find, they make phone calls, and everybody, they're calling is in Google, and they all want money. So then you think that, oh, you want money. Oh, well, I don't have money. Then I guess I can't help probably call another person. Oh, you want money, but I don't have money. So I guess, and you can make 4 or 5 calls like that. You say, shit, Lesko's full of shit. There's no money here. Okay? And that's not true, okay? Now, the amount of money that the government gives out every year to people is this. So this year, Trump is going to give out, here it is, where is it? Okay. $4.8 trillion. Is that, yeah, that's 205, okay. So Biden gave out 4.4 trillion. Trump's giving out 4.8 trillion, okay. What does that come down to? Okay, that comes down to Biden gave $17,753 per person, adult that is, in the United States. Trump is going to give an extra $1,000. He's giving out $18,769. Now, what Trump is talking about and doing with programs, that it may be interesting in the long run, but for you to get out of trouble today, just ignore it. It doesn't affect anything here. It may put a little pebble in the way or something. It's not going to be significant to you at all. So just ignore it. You have to find the programs that are there to help you, and there's gazillions of them. Okay, now he's going to do his darndest of what he has to do, but you know, nothing moves quickly. He moves quickly, but he can't get them done. And so don't worry about it. You know, see that problem when you see the problem. Now you're just hearing somebody talk about that's going to go. It's not real, you know. So you can't do that. This is all fake news. If you need something today, and all fake news if you need something in the next 2 years, as far as I could see. But you know, who knows about that? You have to start today. Use what's out there, and that's why I'm really into using the phone. You have to use the phone because it's too complicated out there. You don't even know what Trump is. I don't even know what the hell he's talking about when he's going to say, cut this, cut that. Yeah, because I've been studying this for 50 years. Now he just grabs something that sounds good and he does a press release. He writes a proclamation or whatever. They're not laws. They're not nothing. And as the executive, he certainly has some power, but not over the money. The Congress is the money thing. So anything else? Grants for cosmetic dentistry. What do you fix my teeth? Yes, there's a lot of that, okay? But it's hard to dig out. And you can't go to Google. You can't go to the yellow pages if you still use them. Here's where you go. You go to findhelp.org. findhelp.org. And there'll be a section there on dental help. On the left-hand side, it's on savings, anything to do with savings. That's the best website for how to get free money and help for anything with healthcare. So you don't go to Google, because if you go to Google and look for dental, I mean, what I've seen, what you have are dentists that they say, oh, get a $5,000 grant, for cosmetic surgery or something like that. Well, they're going to charge you $40,000, so a $1,000 grant is just finder's fee. They don't care. But you want to find out where to get it all for free. And there's lots of places. I mean, if you remember, we have a listing, a big listing of that, of all the bases to touch. But if you're not a member, then start with needy, NEEDY, MEDS.org. See, all the free stuff is .org or .gov. If you use .com, then they're going to charge you money. So you want to stay away from Google, want to stay away from .com, and now you want to use the phone. Okay, now what you have to do is find all the free and low-cost places for dental help, free dental care, and you have to start calling them. See, that's why you have to use your phone. That's the only way you're going to get the good stuff, because the good stuff is small. Everybody doesn't use it. Very few know about it. So if you're relying on Google for something like that, they're not, because Google, first of all, wants to get money from you. So they're not going to tell you stuff that is free. and the stuff like this for money for dental, cosmetic dentistry, that's specialty freebie. So you have to start talking to experts in it, and you could find those experts by the people that are now listed on .org or .gov websites. So you go to needymeds.org, go to free and low-cost dental, and you'll have 20, 30 dental clinics that give free and sliding scale help. Okay, now a lot of them won't be dental, won't be cosmetic surgery. Maybe they'll just be typical work. But you call those people to ask them about the cosmetic surgery. That's how you find the good stuff. You have to get on that phone. Otherwise, you're just going to go round in circles and just talk to the same people that don't know anything, and you can't do that. Now, here's a letter I just got from a member. Oh, actually, here's a member. This is cute. She said, I'm making progress on my USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture, grant for a greenhouse for $15,000, and it's looking good. Thank you very much, she says. And I just got my electric bill for $400 paid. Thank you very much again. And here's the most important thing. She said, once I started picking up the phone and calling people is when I started seeing results. Once I started picking up the phone and calling people is when I started seeing results. Once I started picking up the phone and calling people is when I started seeing results. That's what you do. Here's Jim in Illinois. He wrote us a couple days ago. He said, "Hi, I'm telling people in Illinois to call the HUD number for questions. I finally became proactive and called on Thursday, and I reached a call center. I was pleasantly surprised when I had a very nice lady that took all the time needed to get information on the grant program. I wholly understand why Mr. Lesko says to call. See? If I hadn't called, I wouldn't have known about what this lady said were grants. I just did what Lesko advised, and that was looking for help to make upgrade my bathroom. She went into a great deal about information available she had and emailed it to me for me to follow along her instructions on how to apply. So he says, so pick up the phone and they can help. She even told me that in November, you can get a grant from $5,000 to $35,000 grant. And on December, that will raise to $75,000 grant. Thank you, Mr. Lesko. It's really helpful and painless. She even referred to me to another source that is where you can get financial counseling and how to use them to get the process started for these grants. So they advise him on another free source to help fill out the applications. Don't worry about anything else and call. Mr. Lesko is right. There's help out there, but you actually have to become proactive, as they are never going to just come to you. Effort is involved, and it's worth the effort, okay? That's what it's all about. So you got to put in the effort. They don't come to you. And that's another thing why Google spoils us, because they want to convince you it's easy. Just give me money and it'll be easy. It ain't going to be easy. The only thing easy will be for them to get your money. That's what's easy to them. So you don't want to be involved in that. And people need this now more than ever, I feel, in the history of the United States. Here's what's going on, why you need these grants, and why you need this financial help, and why you're not alone in feeling pinched financially. This is an epidemic we have in our country now, people in financial trouble. And here's why, and this is my 2 cents analysis as an armchair economist, and I certainly just have an MBA, but I'm certainly not educated in the fineries of economics. But here's what, if you take a look at wages in this country, okay, in the past 45 or 50 years, wages for the average, well, not average, 90% of the people in America saw their wages increase 30% over the last 40 or 50 years. So your wages went up, for 90% of it, us, went up 33%. The wages for the top 10% went up 170%. So they went up, 90% of us had an increase in wages of 33%. The top 10% had an increase in 171%. Okay, that's wages. Okay, now, but the GDP, wonder why I don't have my GDP figure here. I got to figure out the GDP figure. Why haven't you figured that out? Average threshold debt, no. Growth, no. Consumer prices, no. Consumer, Well, no. Foiled again. Well, now with wages going down for 90% of the people, the pie grew. The amount of wages that were grown in this country in the last 40 or 50 years, they grew, and they grew substantially, you know. But 90% of the people did not grow, and 10% of the people grew like a banshee, right? So it's that income distribution. Who's getting the growth in America? America has been growing. 90% of the people have not, okay? That's what it boils down to. Now, with your wages only growing 90%, only growing 30%, so that means 90% of all people, their wages only grew 30% in the last 45 years. So if your wages grew 30%, but your prices for buying what you need to live grew by 300%, what does that mean? You're falling further and further behind in money to live on. So what used to be a good salary, now because of consumer price index, that went up 300%. Your wages went up 30%. Consumer price index went up 300%. You're sinking. Your ship, your family ship is sinking, right? Okay, so what do people do? Okay, what they do is borrow money. Yeah, and that gets you worse off. So the amount of debt has increased in that time over 2,500%. So it's a sink that's shipping, a sink that No, a ship's that's sinking, not a sink that's shipping. I guess you could ship a whole bunch of sinks somewhere. But this is a ship's that's sinking because of low wages and debt and increased consumer prices, okay? I mean, that's how I put it together, and I'm sure you could talk to a lot of economists, and the economists who don't admit that, they will probably take your mind off something and not for. So how do you do that? How do you solve that problem? Well, to me, what you have to do, because you don't have money, we have a society that you solve those problems with, and that's the free money economy. You can't go to Google and solve those problems. You have to go to the free money society to do that. And that's where you could get help, grants to get better training and make a higher income if you have better skills that are in high demand. Grants where you could start a business and start creating your own income and not worrying about somebody else. Grants where you pay your debt off and you pay living expenses, you know, and that's available, but that's hard to find because it's not in Google. Now, for living expenses, I'm going to put a link in the description below of all the best places for the Free Money Society to start looking. And it's about 12 websites, 10 websites that I'll have in the description on YouTube, okay, where they start, and you want to call them. You don't go to the website you make appointments with these people and call them for your help. I need help paying my bills. I need help starting a business. I need help, fixing my house. You call. You don't go and try to find application because the programs are so complicated and so different in every zip code. You have to find out what's near you. So all these websites I'm going to give you now are places you start calling that are local that will help you find the help you need locally, okay? And that's what you have to start doing. You don't want to go on Google or anywhere and start filling out applications. That's going to be a waste of time, and you're going to wind up next month in the same place and next year in the same place. You have to call people who do this. We have people that get paid by the government or nonprofit organizations to help you solve those problems. That's amazing. So use them, help. Now, everyone's not perfect, and they may not all the time, but there's enough of them. What happens if one doesn't solve your problem, you go to another. That's what you have to do. Okay, Mr. Bibbs Extra, you need help. Okay, I'm gonna put all these websites in the bottom. We need help, like the first one is for debt, rent, credit, and home buying. Is HUD.gov/counseling. You go to that website, put in your zip code, and you'll see 30, 50 organizations that give you free counseling services on those problems and where's the best places of free money. Now, they know you don't have money, so that's not it. Okay, the next best place is findhelp.org. And actually, if you have money problems at all, go to that HUD.gov first, no matter what, even if you're not serious about the money problem, and make an appointment with a free counselor to organize your debt and credit card stuff and everything. You have to know how to use that. Okay, the next one is findhelp.org. Now, this is an incredible one. You could go there and put in your zip code, and it'll show you where in my zip code, there are about 3,500 or 4,000 nonprofit organizations that give free money and help to do anything. Fix up your house, fix up your car, start a business, get free legal help, pay utilities, pay the rent, and there'll be hundreds and hundreds of people to do that. You put in financial assistance, you get 200-300 people that help you financial assistance for free. That's right. It's incredible. Next one is Sba.gov/local/assistant. You want to start a business or be a freelancer, work on your invention, you go there and you make an appointment. They'll help you and show you how to not hire anybody, not to do anything to start your business. You go to Google, you're screwed. Get out of there. You need a better job or job training or whatever, a better career. Again, free career training and at careeronestop.org. Okay, and call and make an appointment. It's all about calling and making appointments. Okay, there's needy meds, there's one for veterans, there's one for students, there's one for seniors, and there's one for people raising families. And this is a wonderful website. It's called singlemotherguide.com. Even though it's a .com, it's really good because it has the applications for every state for like 7 basic living programs. So you go to that one website, and that's where you can start filling them all out. It's actually best to call them too, to make sure you know if you're eligible for it. Before you fill out a program, an application, always call the office first, so you understand exactly if this is right for you. You can't get that information just by reading a government website. No. Okay, guys, I'm fading out. I had an injury and I'm recovering from it and running out of gas here. So remember, on the 4th of, February, is the deadline for our grant to spend on anything. We're giving away $20,000 that you could spend on anything. You get 500 or 1,000. And the deadline is midnight on February 4th. And members can apply only. And to join us, it's $20 a month. And you get 15,000 people that help each other get grants. We have a service that everybody helps everybody else get grants. Okay, so that's what it's all about. And they help each other. And any day that we have 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes of live Zoom calls that you could join with no effort at all and ask the experts question about how did they get the money. So you don't have to ask an idiot like me. Talk to somebody like you who just learned how to get it. I've been studying this for 50 years. So it's a little different ball game for me than it is you. By the way, with this is modern day Democrat. Bro, what the fuck? This is modern day Democrat. Not sure what that is, but I don't consider myself a Democrat or Republican. I consider myself an independent. Some states you have to be in a primary, you have to join. But just use the system. That's what it's for. That's what the rich people do, and they're using the hell out of it. They get more government grants than anybody. I mean, there's a brand new grant came out for people for home repair, and it was so you fix up your home so you pay less utility bills. People make $1 million, or actually $100,000 to $100 million, got 65% of the money, the grant money. Okay, that's the top 25% got 65% of the grant money. The bottom 25% got only 1% of the grant money. Now that's telling you something there. That's that 90-10% rule, right? Okay, see you soon. I'll be back.